You've probably been washing your hair the same way for years. It feels automatic, maybe even relaxing, a routine you don't think twice about. But what if I told you that the way you've been washing your hair might be doing more harm than good? Every week I sit with clients in my salon who say the same thing. My hair feels dry. It's breaking more than it used to. No matter what I use, nothing seems to work. And the first place I always check? Their wash routine. Because here's the truth. How you wash your hair matters just as much as the products you use. In fact, you could have the most expensive shampoo and conditioner on the market, but if you're using them the wrong way, your hair won't get the benefits. It might even get worse. Over the years, I've noticed that most people make the same 7 or 8 simple but damaging mistakes, and they have no idea they're doing anything wrong. Worse, many of these habits are recommended by beauty influencers who don't fully understand hair health. So today, I want to walk you through the 8 most common hair washing habits that are quietly damaging your hair. But I won't just tell you what not to do, I'll show you exactly how to fix each one. Because once you shift your routine, even just a little, you'll start seeing changes. More shine, less breakage, longer lasting cleanliness, and stronger, healthier hair overall. If that sounds like something you've been waiting for, let's get started, because your hair deserves better. Let's start with one of the most common mistakes people make, and you've probably heard it 100 times. Make sure you lather your shampoo in your hands before putting it on your hair. At first glance, it sounds logical, even professional. Foam it up, then apply it, right? But here's the truth. This advice is doing your hair a huge disservice. When you lather the shampoo in your hands, it turns into airy foam before it ever touches your scalp. And that fluffy foam gets caught in your strands, especially if you have longer or thicker hair. It puffs up too early and never reaches the part that actually needs cleansing, your scalp. Now, why is this such a big problem? Because your scalp is where all the oil and buildup live. It's where sweat, dead skin, and product residue collect. If shampoo doesn't reach the scalp in its concentrated form, you're not cleaning it. You're just swirling bubbles around your hair. Worse yet, clogged follicles can lead to itchiness, flaking, and even hair thinning over time. So what's the better way? Keep the shampoo in liquid form when you first apply it. Dispense it into your palm, and without rubbing your hands together, press it directly into your scalp. You can divide it strategically, some at the back, some on top, and some on the sides. We'll cover that in the next part. Once it's applied directly to the scalp, then you can begin to lather, right where it's needed. This simple shift makes a massive difference. Your scalp gets fully cleansed, your hair gets a fresh foundation, and you won't be wasting product trying to foam it all up in your palms. It's a tiny habit, but it sets the tone for everything that follows. Most people apply shampoo the same way. Squeeze a dollop into the hand, plop it right on top of the head, and start scrubbing. It feels quick, convenient, and honestly, like the normal thing to do. But if you've been doing that, chances are parts of your hair are staying dirty while other parts are getting over-cleansed and dried out. This is the problem with applying shampoo unevenly. Your scalp isn't one uniform surface. Some areas, like the back of your head, collect more oil and buildup than others. Meanwhile, areas like the top and sides might get neglected completely, especially if your fingers don't spread the product evenly. When you concentrate shampoo in one place, you create imbalance. The area under that blob gets saturated and stripped. The rest? Still oily. It's why your hair might feel greasy even after washing, or dry in some parts but flat in others. So what's the fix? Start thinking of your scalp in 3 zones: the back, the top, and the sides. Start with the back of your head. This is often the oiliest area. Lift the hair gently and press about half your shampoo into the top back section of your scalp. Don't just rub on the surface, make sure it reaches the skin. Next, use a portion of the remaining shampoo and press it into the top of your scalp, right at the crown. Then spread the last bit across your sides, just behind the temples and above your ears. A gentle swipe of your palms is enough. Only after all zones are covered do you begin massaging. This method ensures full coverage. a more balanced cleanse, and healthier scalp care long term. Once you get this even application right, you'll start to notice it. Your scalp feels cleaner, your roots lift better, and your hair stays fresher for longer. This next mistake is something nearly everyone does without realizing the damage it causes. You're in the shower, shampooing away, and you let the suds run through your hair from root to tip. It feels satisfying to scrub everything from scalp to ends, like you're giving your whole head a deep clean. But here's the truth. Your ends don't need shampoo. In fact, applying shampoo directly to your mids and ends is one of the fastest ways to dry them out, weaken the strands, and cause long-term breakage. Let's break down why. Your scalp is the only area that produces oil. That's where dirt, buildup, and sweat collect. That's where shampoo is needed. But your ends? They're the oldest, most fragile part of your hair. They don't get oily. They don't need to be stripped. They need moisture and protection, not harsh cleansing agents. So when you apply shampoo all the way down, you're actually rinsing away the little natural moisture they still have. Over time, that leads to split ends, brittleness, and that dull, frizzy look so many people try to fix with serums and styling creams. The better method? Use what I call the split method. Shampoo stays strictly at the roots and scalp. Focus all your attention on massaging the scalp thoroughly. As you rinse, a light trickle of diluted shampoo will naturally flow through your mids and ends. That's more than enough to cleanse them gently. Then, once your scalp is clean, conditioner becomes your tool for caring for the mids and ends. That's where your hydration should go. This shift in routine might seem small, but it's a game changer. Your scalp gets truly clean, your ends stay soft, moisturized, and healthy, and your hair as a whole looks fuller, shinier, and better balanced. This one might stir up some debate, but let's talk honestly. Oiling your hair before washing it is one of the most misunderstood habits in hair care today. The idea sounds comforting. You've been told that applying oil before shampooing can protect your strands, lock in moisture, and prevent breakage during the wash. But in reality, this method can cause more harm than good, especially if you're not doing it with absolute precision. Here's why. When you apply oil to your hair before washing, you're adding an extra barrier over strands that are already dirty. Your hair has built up sebum, product residue, sweat, and environmental grime. Then you apply oil on top, hoping your shampoo will still cut through all of that and leave your hair clean. What usually happens is one of two things. One, you use way too much shampoo trying to remove the oil layer, stripping your hair even further and leaving it dry and stressed. Two, you don't get all the oil out and your hair feels heavy, greasy, and limp just hours after your wash. Neither outcome is good, and neither gives you the healthy, moisturized look you're going for. So what's the smarter approach? Don't oil before your wash, oil after. Wash your hair thoroughly first. Get your scalp clean, remove buildup, open the cuticle gently. Then, when your hair is towel dried and slightly damp, apply a small amount of lightweight oil to your mids and ends. Massage it through gently. This allows your hair to absorb what it needs. No more, no less. Want to take it a step further? The next morning, apply a tiny amount of oil while brushing to refresh softness and shine. Think of it like feeding your hair slowly, not dumping all the nutrients at once. Consistent, post-wash oiling gives you hydration without the grease. It helps protect against damage without interfering with your cleanse. And best of all, it simplifies your routine. No more guesswork or wasted product. We all do it. You apply shampoo, then start swirling your palms gently on top of your head, thinking you're washing your hair. But here's the truth. That swirling motion, it doesn't clean your scalp. It just moves the foam around the surface of your hair and leaves all the oil and buildup underneath completely untouched. It might feel like you're scrubbing, but you're not actually reaching where the grime lives. And that's the biggest issue, because what matters most during washing is scalp contact, and not just surface contact, but deep fingertip to scalp contact. The oil, sweat, and buildup are sitting right on your scalp, tucked under layers of hair. If you don't reach them and disrupt them, they stay there. So what should you do instead? Use your fingertips, not your palms. Once the shampoo is in place, press your fingertips directly onto your scalp. Make small, firm, circular motions. You're not scratching. This isn't about pressure that hurts, but you should feel like you're giving yourself a proper massage. This method lifts up the oil layer, breaks apart buildup, and distributes shampoo exactly where it needs to be. Plus, it stimulates blood flow, which improves circulation and supports healthier follicles. And yes, over time, this regular scalp massage can even encourage stronger hair growth. It's okay if you feel your arms working a little. This isn't a passive step. This is your time to really cleanse the foundation of your hair health. You can think of your scalp like a garden. If the soil is compacted and covered, nothing can thrive. But when you open it up, nourish it, and keep it clean, everything grows better. So ditch the palm swirl. Use your fingertips like you mean it, because how you wash your scalp sets the tone for the hair that grows from it. This habit might seem harmless. After all, most shampoo bottles say, lather, rinse, repeat. And most people think, well, I'll just lather and rinse. Why repeat? But here's the truth. If you're only washing your hair once, you're probably not getting it clean. Not really. Think about this for a second. Imagine you've been cooking and get olive oil on your hands. You rinse it off with water and one quick squirt of soap. What happens? Your hands still feel slippery, right? It takes at least 2 washes to fully break down that oil. Now apply that same logic to your scalp. The natural oils your scalp produces, sebum, are sticky, waxy, and cling to the skin and roots. If you've gone several days without washing, use styling products, or have a buildup of dry shampoo or conditioner, that first wash barely makes a dent. It loosens surface debris, but it doesn't actually clean. So when you rinse after just one round, you're leaving a whole layer of oil and buildup behind. That's why your hair might feel flat by day 2 or look greasy again by morning. The fix? Wash your hair twice. On the first wash, focus on breaking down the surface oil. Use a smaller amount of shampoo and massage it in thoroughly. It may not lather much, and that's totally normal. Rinse. Then go in for the second wash. Use a slightly smaller amount again. Now the shampoo can do its real job, deep cleansing. It'll lather more easily this time because the surface grime is already out of the way. After the second wash, your scalp is clean, your roots feel fresh, and your hair will stay cleaner for days, not hours. Bonus, you'll actually use less shampoo overall because clean hair needs fewer products to stay balanced and look great. 2 washes every time. That's the difference between barely rinsed and beautifully reset. You've just rinsed out your shampoo. Your hair is dripping wet, so you grab the conditioner, slather it on, and move on with your shower. Seems fine, right? But here's the issue. If your hair is still soaking wet when you apply conditioner, you're actually washing most of it right down the drain. That's because water dilutes conditioner. And if there's too much water in your hair, the conditioner can't grip the strands long enough to penetrate or do its job. It's like trying to apply lotion to soaking wet skin. It just slides right off, right? So how do you fix this? You don't need a towel. You don't need to dry your hair completely. But you do need to remove the excess water first. And here's where many people go wrong. They twist or scrunch their hair to get the water out. That tugging and twisting creates knots, breakage, and even damage to the cuticle layer. Especially if your hair is long, fragile, or chemically treated. Instead, do this. After rinsing your shampoo, use your hands to gently press water out of your hair. Start at the roots and move your palms downward, gliding smoothly toward the ends. Avoid squeezing your hair into a ball or twisting it. Just smooth it flat and press, like flattening dough with your palms. Once your hair is damp, not dripping, it's ready for conditioner. Spread the conditioner across both palms and apply it evenly to the mids and ends. We'll talk more about how to apply conditioner properly in the next section. This one small habit, pressing out excess water, makes a huge difference in how well your conditioner works. You'll notice your hair feels softer, looks shinier, and stays hydrated longer between washes. And best of all, you won't feel like your conditioner is doing nothing anymore, because now your hair is actually absorbing it. You've got your conditioner in hand. You apply it generously, roots to ends, because more moisture must be better, right? Unfortunately, this common habit is one of the fastest ways to make your hair feel greasy, heavy, and flat, especially near the scalp. Here's why. Your scalp already produces natural oil, sebum, which keeps the roots moisturized on its own. When you add conditioner too close to the scalp, you're doubling up on moisture in the area that needs it least. This extra layer of product doesn't get absorbed. It just sits there. And because it's mixed with sebum and possibly not rinsed thoroughly, it weighs the hair down and can leave it looking oily, even just hours after washing. Worse, it can clog your scalp over time, contributing to buildup and even itching or flaking. The fix is simple, but powerful. Never apply conditioner above the ears. Instead, start applying it from mid-length down to the ends. These areas are the oldest and most fragile parts of your hair. They don't get natural oils from your scalp anymore. They're the ones that need hydration, softness, and protection. Before applying, rub the conditioner between your palms. Then gently distribute it across the mids and ends, focusing especially on any sections that feel dry or damaged. Run your fingers through to check. Does every strand feel that soft, slippery texture? If not, add a little more where needed. But resist the urge to just add a bit at the roots. It's never necessary. And here's the bonus. When you stop weighing down your roots with conditioner, your hair will look fuller, hold volume longer, and stay fresher between washes. You'll also save product, because conditioner won't be wasted on areas that don't need it. Root health and scalp balance are key to long-term hair success. So give your ends what they need, and let your roots breathe. Now that we've walked through all 8 habits, take a moment and think about your current routine. How many of these were you doing without even realizing it? Maybe you always thought that a quick shampoo was enough. Maybe you believed conditioner should go everywhere. Or maybe you've been oiling your hair before every wash because it sounded nourishing. But here's the beautiful thing. Hair care isn't about perfection. It's about awareness. It's about learning what your hair truly needs and being willing to make small changes that create big results. When you shift your approach, even just slightly, you're giving your hair the opportunity to thrive. You're cleansing with intention. You're conditioning with care. You're finally working with your hair, not against it. And over time, these adjustments add up. Your scalp starts to feel balanced, less oily, less itchy, more alive. Your strands feel smoother, softer, and stronger. Your ends don't split as easily. And perhaps for the first time in years, your hair actually looks healthy. You don't need a shelf full of expensive products. You just need to wash and care for your hair the right way, with gentleness, with knowledge, and with purpose. So as you move forward with your next wash, remember these key shifts. Shampoo goes on the scalp. Liquid form, even distribution, 2 rounds. Conditioner goes on the mids and ends, after pressing out water, never near the roots. Skip the pre-wash oil, skip the palm swirl, and never twist your hair when wet. They're not just habits, they're forms of respect for your hair. And when you treat your hair with care, it responds. Every wash becomes a little act of self-respect. If you'd like a guide to the best products for your unique hair type, take a look at the link in the description. It's a simple tool to help you find your shampoo soulmate and conditioner companion. And remember, beautiful hair doesn't start in a bottle. It starts with how you wash it.